Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the past few days, I have shared many things on the internal development or internal art of ancient Wing Chun. And after that, I got many messages and questions from our Wing Chun friends worldwide asking me different view and so forth, asking me to verify for them if they understand what I'm presenting. And what I found out is that most of our Wing Chun friends do not really understand what I'm presenting due to their mindset is fixed to today's Wing Chun's 1960s versions, Wing Chun's mindsets, and today's internal art and all kinds of mindsets. So today I like to share with you this big picture so you know exactly what it is. So it is important for you to see this because spend your effort and your money and your time investment on something you can have. That's very important. Instead of going to something which is you never be able to to get result to help yourself. So let's start. Internal art have two parts. Two parts. One part is the strengthen the body and to help you to recover, help you to balance your body, your health, help you uh, to help you to get well. If you are sick, to fight disease or sickness while you are working with your medical uh, group or medical team. That's the first part. Okay. So in this first part of internal art, as in yesterday's video I have shared, you need to be able to get into the nurture chi. Okay, nurture chi. And you need to be able to get into the development of the chi. Why? If you're tired, you go practice nurture chi. Okay, like everyone who practice the N1, they will uh, get into the very sweet sleep right away sometimes because they are tired. And that refresh them. Which is nurture chi, you can refresh them. So this is for nurture chi. Okay? Now nurture chi, a usual nurture chi, you lay it down like the N1 process. This is the simplest way to do it. To experience it, to really develop that skill. It is a skill, it is a kung fu. Now you nurture chi. Okay? Now that laying down nurture chi, if you can get into it, your heart rate is going to drop, your breathing rate is going to drop, you get into like the deep sleep type of state. Then you help your body to recover, uh, to refresh yourself. Now, standing is much more difficult. The standing nurture chi is much more difficult because you need to handle this body properly. For instance, when you're laying down doing the N1, right away, if you really practice it, follow instructions, you notice that your breathing rate gets slower and slower and slower. You get rest. However, if you're standing there, you want nurture chi, you cannot get there for most people. Why? Because this physical body put one into a stress state, not like in the laying down when you practice N1, you just let go. You cannot do it. The breathing is not going to go down to lower abs naturally, and you will not have the the naturally uh, patience, or I say that naturally the entire being, mind and body loosening up due to your leg couldn't even stand for more than 5 minutes before it gets stressed up. And when they're stressed up, your breathing is not going down, all sort of stuff happen, and you're not going to be able to do nurture chi. So that's why I share the 2C state. Now, after one practice that, then after a while one can nurture chi. So if one get tired, one can stand down there and then nurture chi, take the rest. Okay? And a good standing nurture chi will be at least can go down to 70 or 80% of the laying down nurture chi. Okay? That's typical nurture chi for health. Now, if you can nurture chi, meaning that you can loosen up your internal organs and so forth, that will strengthen your body. And now, if you standing up and then you be able to nurture chi, they will help your body, physical, your bone, muscle, sinews, your breathing, everything is getting healthier. You improve that because you relax that, you lose it, and you let the body and the mind and so forth naturally uh, balance itself and charging itself. Now that's nurture chi. And however, if we are sick, okay, sick, we don't even want to talk about really sick. We just talk about if I get pissed, we all know, what's the feeling to get pissed, suffocate, stuffy here, right? And sometimes you just really feeling what impatience. Well, in that case, you are not be able to go into nurture chi. You cannot do it because your body do not allow you to do it. Many people think if you think wise thought, you believe in soul, then you can handle a lot of problems. That's not true. This physical body, you have to satisfy it. Know how to deal with it before you can have a clear mind. So when you get pissed, when like the stuffy in the chest, the fire here comes out, stop that thinking. The thinking is not going to help you. You cannot do it. You need to settle this thing. So how to do that? If you have internal art, you have the development after the nurture chi, you have the development. That is where you use channeling to relax, to loose up to balance out the inside, like your organs, different part of your body. It tends the hell out of it, or it just get really, really impatient and so forth. You need that type of training to handle that before even you can think straight. No different you or me. I get into those too. Okay? Get really pissed and then all this thing out. So how to do that? That is where you need like the six healing breath. Using different breath and different so forth, or using the mantra, one, loosen up that place, or uh, balancing the entire thing inside there. So balancing your internal organ, balancing your so-called quote-unquote energy inside there is real. That's why you can use sound, you can use breath to handle that. For example, the Buddhists, the Chinese, they use Om, Ah, Hum to handle, to balance up the chakras, the energy. Om is for the head, Ah is for the chest, and Hum is for the this lower abdantian area. So when it is really, 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 really pissed off, this is really stuffy, often one will say ah like ong ah hong ah. They use the ah to open up this place so that it's not squeezed like hell there. Okay? Now, of course, one can use the six healing breath like the heart, which is her, but not making sound, to smooth it out. That is the development of the chi. Okay? But if one is not even have the energy to do so because his body is very drained already, then one have to nurture chi and then tune the body with this development of the chi back and forth to get one to balance down. Now that's just like when we piss off. What if you're really sick? Say you have a slight heart problem, or you have all kind of misalignment. Like many times people who have some heart problem, the emotion come up right away. It get into that state, it jam inside there. Or when you get nervous or angry, then you feel stuffy and you just keeping burping and so forth. All sort of stuff that require the second part, which is the development, 练气, development of the qi or 行气, the to manage it. Okay. So when one gets pissed, the mind, the body is completely loose and chaotic. One need to be able to do this, like I shared with you just now, the six healing breath, the today people call six healing sound, and or the mantra Om Ah Hum to handle it. And if one is body is really weak, one couldn't even speak, one get to the nurture chi back and forth. It is a really, so I say, tedious of handling that. One have to let go the thinking and go doing that. So this is the second part of the nurture, the internal art. Okay. Now, So you have one part, two part, this is for the health and for your daily life. But this never ends. Why? Well, every day we make different type of challenge in our body. I can tell you, for example, say uh, if there's any stuffy here or so forth in a good day, I use my six healing breath, I can settle that. But if I have a cold, I don't have enough sleep, and I got into a piece of situations, now my six healing breath, that kung fu is not enough to handle it anymore. So I am in a way have to go back to the nurture chi and six healing breath to refine it. Maybe take 1 day or 2 days to get back to a ordinary or balanced state. Or I cannot get it because it's time for me to die because I'm a human. So this is the reality of Qigong. Okay? All the Qi stuff, yes, there is that. But it is not magic. You have limitations and you have to improve it. And I get aging too. Right now I get age. My joints start to have issue and this, whatever I got in 1970s sparring in Kyokushin, now it come back. Okay? I have to deal with it. This is human. Okay? So this part what I share with you on the nurture chi, on the tuning of the body with the chi for the body, for the health. This is real thing. Everybody can have it if you really have a teacher to train you for that. And then of course you keep training, you get better and better, better. You can handle your body better. So that part, okay? So you can stand. You can today. You can, as what I mentioned, you can use the Garmin, Sportwear, and everything to monitor. Do we really learn that skill? So you can scientifically monitor it. Okay? So please don't take that more than what I share with you. Because it's no point for me to bullshit you on something you never be able to get there. Keeping pumping your energy, your time, your money inside there, like I'm selling you a emperor's new dress. There's no point to do that. Okay? Wing Chun is not selling snake oil. So this part, for health part, it is belongs to the Wing Chun, ancient Wing Chun. It exists. Now, the second part is about fighting. Wing Chun is a martial art. You like it or not, it is about fighting. It has to. The first part for the health part, we can enjoy it until old age. Right now, I'm retiring. I'm no longer going to fight because the body getting aging and so forth, sick and so forth. And but I cannot disregard on the fighting part because Wing Chun is a martial arts. I cannot say, oh yeah, you do this like standing in N1, and then I can do this, chi, I lose myself, blah, 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 blah. And then, but the question is, so how is it linked when you want to use it for fighting? You have to answer that questions, okay? For fighting, in the ancient Wing Chun, we know it's a sticking body short strike. You know you need to be able to robbing the angle, pressure him, disrupt or taking his balance this close, attacking with your leg, attacking with your hip and so forth. And then you keeping continue moving, changing angle all the time. That is Wing Chun's uniqueness, as I have shared in other videos, right? Now, in fighting, one need to be able to do that even in the sleep. It's like our Western boxing friends, even in the sleep, if you scare them or if you whatever you do, they come up need to fight right away. They're going to what they're going to use? They're going to use what they developed in their Western boxing. Same thing. Wing Chuners, in the ancient Wing Chuners, the first minute you stun him, you scare him, you get into the fighting positions, he's going to get into you with a robbing angle, uh, sticking at your body, pressure at you at the steps, and all those kind of stuff. Everything go. Okay. Without that, you don't have that kung fu. You don't have developed that kung fu. It is an instinct already. Okay. Now, to implement this, you need your body strength, body endurance to get in. Right? Now, as the other day I mentioned that your core is a big problem here. If you cannot handle your core, meaning that you cannot handle your body. So in ancient, the body, handling of body strength is a big part is your core handling. Now within that core handling, you know that your breathing is big deal. Your intra-abdominal pressure is big deal. Okay? Now, if you don't have the intra-abdominal pressure handling, your breathing handling, how the world are you going to get in? How the world are we going to shoot him like a missile? Not slapping him like a girl. Sorry, I'm not mean discriminations on girl or something, okay? I just saying it that, and as an analogy. So please don't give me wrong that I discriminate. No, when that, no. So it is not like a girl slapping, but a missile slamming into him. Okay. So you look at like a Xi Xiaodong versus the Tai Chi Lei Lei, or Xi Xiaodong versus the Ding Hao, or Xi Xiaodong versus the Li Gang. It slam in and then continue. It just walk through you. That type of momentum, if you don't have this core handling in dynamic, you cannot do it. It doesn't matter what is your hand techniques. So that part of your breathing, intra-abdominal pressure, your core handling, you to play that momentum current, you need that internal. You need that handling of your breathing and your uh, intra-abdominal pressure for your stability of the attack keeping changing, and for your stamina or your energy to continuing to do the job. High speed, high intensity. It is fighting. So that is very different than I get so pissed off. Oh man, I better doing my 6 healing breath. Take my time. Slow down everything. Slow everything down. Okay? Can I do it? Okay? See, check again. Is it not balanced? Check it. Versus in. Keeping changing. Pushing him. Striking him. That is another side of the coins of internal training. Okay? So internal in fighting is universal. You look at Mike Tyson. You look at Mas Oyama, you look at Xi Xiaodong, you all have those things. Your core power and those kind of stuff. And of course, many of the martial arts do not have the health part. And thus, like in the Olympic, you need to check your body. Is your body is up to that standard to deliver that type of momentum? Do you have the stamina, your endurance to deliver that? If you want to go participate in the as you guys know in the competitions or in Olympic, you need to check your body. Not everybody past those things can do that job. You require that. And your internal from this health is going to rise up to here so that you develop your breathing in more hard way. Yes, it is hard. It is no longer soft. Thinking about pushing pressure in so I can take strike. Do you think that is soft? Can soft doing it? Over here, your diaphragm in the health, your internal, your diaphragm and your pelvic floor muscle going up and down, like you are riding the wave of the wind, really in the really soft motions. Over here it's not. I want to generate my intra-abdominal pressure. The pelvic floor muscle is going to raise up. I'm going to press up, compress the entire thing so that I have the gut and I stabilize my core. And then I can have many pressure. If I go in, I can take strike. I can take strike. And then in the same time, because of this core, I'm going to push in. I need a lot of oxygen in, fast. Nobody going to fight you slow, really fast, right? That's the internal art of the fighting of ancient Wing Chun. Okay, so the same with just now in the health. One need to do sparring to refine the muscular handling and also this internal handling. If you don't spar, beside of you test out the techniques and momentum handling, how do you know that how long can you last? Or when you're going to lose your intra-abdominal pressure, and you start to fighting with on your top like that. How do you know your limits? You don't. So you need this sparring, full force. Okay? That's how you refine yourself in this real life internal art in terms of fighting. Okay? So now you see, this is what it is. Don't go more than the traveling in the cosmos, flying around with the Buddha, and you have Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, and then you have this Tai Chi, and then you have all this thing. Forget about it. The reality, the reality I just described to you. Okay? Don't get out of that. Just within this itself, you need years and years of everyday work in order to handling that. So if you miss the fighting part, you'll never be able to fight. If you miss the health part, it can endanger your life. Many martial artists, many of my seafood die young because they don't get that part settled. Okay? This is the reality. So, this is what is the truth. If you have this, nobody can say you are a fake kung fu. Because all of this can be proven by science. Not just check with your vital signs and everything, you can prove it. Okay? And over here, in the health, sickness, aging is a good thing for you. It's a sparring with the natural, where you keeping improve yourself in your internal training. Fighting is another refinement in your internal training. And of course, in fighting, you need to train your momentum handling, your long fist, your short strike, your ground fighting. You need to keep learning in fighting because, as Chi Chi Guang said, whatever you don't know is going to get you. Whatever faster than you is going to get you. So if you want to have a holistic training, you better know everything. If our friend in BJJ good in the ground, let's go study with him. We need to study because there's other people's profession. They are expert in that. If our Western boxing friend is good in a certain thing, go study with him. And while we improve our short strike art. So this is what Chi Chi Guang said. Whatever you don't know is going to hammer you down. As for the internal is, again, Chi Chi Guang said that. Chi Chi Guang said that. Whatever in the speed of lightning where you couldn't even see it is going to hit you. Well, to handle with the speed of lightning, your core, your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, how good are you handle that? So that you can change dynamically. That's internal training. And of course, all of this for a healthy person can spend many, many, many decades to refine this until, you're up the 60s, the body changes. We're just human. Okay? So this is about the internal. And if you say you are Wing Chuners, you better be able, the first minute you jump up from your sleep to fight, you go short strike. Because it's your instinct already. Otherwise, you don't have that Wing Chun Kung Fu, the robbing angle, the pressing, all this kind of thing. And keeping flowing with the different angles. Okay? So one thing I want to clarify again, just now I said the girly slaps, I am not discriminate. It's just like a little girl slap you. That's what I mean. Instead of like a Xu Xiaodong or tiger just jump into you. That is an analogy. So please not get me wrong on this, okay? I'm not saying that other thing, okay? This is really serious because I want to make it clear for everybody. Now, you're gonna ask me, how about spiritual? Buddhist, Zen, right? Zen means when you reach an age, fighting, you are not attached to it anymore. You let it go. When you reach an age, when your body is dying, you let it go because either fighting or the body, health, and everything is in as the Buddha's teaching is all impermanent. It is conditioned. When the condition is ripe, that thing exists. When the condition is ripe, then the body and everything disengage. It go back to uh, to to where to nothing. Okay, it dissolves. I should say it dissolves instead of saying that going to nothing. So when the condition is ripe, this thing exists. When the conditions uh, is over, then this thing vanish, dissolve. Yeah, vanish is a better word. So that's called impermanent. So spiritual wise in Zen is there is no one thing, meaning that all of those is nothing you can own. You experience it, but you never can own this life, this body, this everything. So thus the Buddhists don't go fighting. The Buddhists just trying to help people have compassionate because we are in this suffering, in this existence. Everybody wants survival, want to survive. Everybody have to face sickness and oppositions and all kind of stuff. That's why the Buddhists, it, the Buddhists know that okay, this is impermanent, so let's not attach to it. Let's solve the problem and move on. That is spiritual. You let everything go, back to just awareness, no thinking, just awareness. That's called realizations. So that day I share with everybody, hey, if you want to know about the spiritual side, watch that Shaolin Temple movie by Lao Takwa. Watch that movie and don't look at the fighting part. Just understand what he's trying to present you. That is a very good presentations of Buddha Dharma in uh, a lay people's way. Okay, so a Buddhist will live a simple life. Fame, I don't want fame because if I attach to fame, I become slave of the fame. Fighting, I don't want to be number one because I attach to number one, keeping train, it's going to eat me alive. It become my master. It control me. Health, the same thing. Even the Buddha have to die, right? Nobody never die. So the body, the mind, our body, our mind, our existence in this world is only for helping other or helping us to solve problem. Once you solve the problem, you drop it. That's what the Buddha is teaching. So this is what I like to share with you from the internal, from the health part or daily living part, the fighting part, the spiritual part. It's all here. Don't look at something which is non-existent. Like the Buddha say, you don't want to seeking for the horn, the horn of a rabbit. The rabbit never have horn, right? So you will say, well, I want to seek for a rabbit which have a horn. And in today's world, you know that due to all this 100 years of fiction, hearsay, and all this thing, most of the thing already bent out of shape. So here on, please, internal is not standing there. My structure can take this much power. In fighting, you never experience that. Just look at Xi Xiaodong fighting Lei Lei of the Tai Chi. That's reality. Somebody might don't like it, look ugly, but fighting is never pretty. And internal is not get a student to say, you see, you feel the chi, you feel the chi. No, it is when you're tired. You know you're tired. Your body is tired. The body is not function. I want to get into the nurture chi. Or I'm sick. I just get pissed. Because I'm human, I'm still get emotion. I get pissed, and this is the energy here is spiral up, it's stuffy and everything. Now I want to practice my qigong, my neigong, to let whatever inside there gradually vanish. That's what the reality is. It's not just feeling, it's not just, oh, you see, I can do this, or my hand techniques can do this. Forget about it. Okay? So this is to share with you what is the reality.